So the weather's shit.
Just sun's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So saying the likes of the City and Talent stuff. They sell the Vogues as well. Have you heard of them? Right. Have you seen?
Where have I seen the Vogue?
Oh,
it's the what bike it is.
Oh no, we saw it. It's the MT 900.
It looks like the fucking.
Yeah. Oh, what is it?
Yamaha.
No, come on.
Oh.
Is it the GS? Looks like the GS.
It's similar to a GS. It's
a
Ventures
we seen
style.
it at the Bike Beer Boys, didn't we? The
Yeah, the
fella
front
at the Beer
light.
Boys.
Yeah, the front light of it looks very. It's Ventures,
And he
isn't it?
started it up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty much the same as a GS."
Same as GS.
And I was
Does
like,
everything I need it to. Remember? He's like, yeah, it's great.
And he was like, "Oh, the whole thing with the panniers and everything was £4,000."
You can't argue with that.
No.
But this thing people are put off just because it's made in China. Well, so what? If you look after these things, they'll keep running.
Yeah.
So don't be put off just because it's like made in China. The fair's gonna come, it's gonna rust. That's any bike though.
Yeah.
If you don't look after your chain on any bike, a big Yamaha, anything.
Well, that's why I got
it's
the
gonna rust.
FDR, because it's shaft driven, because I don't do chain maintenance.
And with a shaft drive. Oh my god, you can't believe that. It's like the old DeVille. Honda DeVille, they nailed that one. That was the perfect bike.
Would you ever go back to it?
I would 100%.
Mind you know, because if you went back to a DeVille now to get a decent one,
you're talking over £5,000 because people are on them. Not only that, they stopped making them, I think 2012, 2013, so that's 11-year-old bike now. They should have kept with that platform though. A little 680cc shaft driven, had its own panniers in. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that keep the DeVilles, like Pan-Euros, they keep them and they will never sell them.
No.
Because they're so reliable and the shaft drive is fantastic. But with the chain in it, well, chain, belt, I don't need anything. Belts are fine, Harleys are great. But the chain drive, yeah, if you look after it once a week or so, give it a clean, give it some oil, give it a bit of lube, that'll be fine, any weather.
So, out of all the bikes you've had, which one has been the most memorable?
That's a question. I've had a few bikes. I don't know if you mean like overall reliability and lovely riding, or
I don't know, because you started life on scooters, didn't you?
I've always had scooters.
Yeah, I remember the red Douglas you had.
Oh, the old PX, Vespa
Yeah.
PX, that was brilliant. I got my first Vespa after me. I was on a Piaggio Skipper years ago, but I was stopped at lights, minding my own business, and some fella hit me up the bum.
Good evening, madam.
And it kept rolling, so I got the money for that, and I just got a Vespa, and I loved it. I just loved the whole character, the feel. You're involved in a society then, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I've always had them since. I love them. Then my first one, I went for that arcade, Kiwi. The Kiwi RKS.
It looked smart.
That was lovely.
It sounded really weird though. It sounded dead cheap.
Well, Kiwi is.
Yeah.
Back then it was. I mean, they're not as reliable as the Chinese ones now. It was alright, but then I thought, this will take me a lot further for a lot. And then I started exploring more, getting all the routes in that we know now. Loads, I can make a route like that in any weather, any day. It's great. I remember the first big bike. It was the DeVille. Because I had that three-wheeler. Remember? The Piaggio
MP3, yeah.
Because you can ride that in a car license. I was like, look at
the electrics on that were fucked.
It was knackered. Then it's the front wheel bearing, so it's not just one set, it's three.
Because weren't you like indicating or something and the wrong indicator came on?
Yeah.
Or something weird happened to your electrics.
I'm sure the hazards came on. I was trying to indicate left, and the hazards came on. Like, right.
And then your dashboard died on you, so you didn't know what speed you were doing.
Then the light went. The front light bulb just died.
That's
no
right,
anything at all. There was only one bulb, so I had to flash the whole way home. You with us, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Oh, and everyone's like, stop flashing me. And I'm like, I'm not flashing. I'm just trying to get home,
I was just blown away by the fact that the front wheels like locked up, so you could get off the bike and not.
You just push a button there.
Yeah.
But then if the electrics fail and that stays like that, you're not cornering. You're just going straight into a bush.
I need a sidecar.
Oh my god. But then the DeVille changed everything for me. So I'm going to say it's the DeVille for me. It's the first bike I could actually go really far afield on. I went to Cardiff on there, went to Ireland on there, and
So you never forget your first 125 though, do you?
What was yours?
That Ratio
The
I had.
Ratio, Spanish.
I loved that bike because it was literally my ticket to freedom. Didn't have my car license.
Back then you didn't care, we were young.
And it did 80 mile an hour downhill.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. And then I put it into the back of a Ford Focus, didn't I?
Yes, yeah, I remember.
I was on my
Flipped
way
over
back
the
to
top,
work
yeah.
down Caldy Hill, and it ended up. I don't know. I think I was trying to go down the gears, and it just wasn't happening. So I looked down at my gear peg. By the time I looked back up again, the Focus in front had slammed his brakes on, and I, being a 125 rider, anchored the front brake on, reared no booked the bike up. I ended up on the roof of the Focus.
Yeah.
And the guy that had hit didn't even realise I was on his roof.
Didn't even notice.
He was,
Right
about
up there, mate.
he was about to pull off, and I was like knocking on his window going, I've just hit you. And the bike was still upside down with the engine running, fuel pissing out the... And I
Oh
was
my
like, can you give
God.
me a hand getting the bike out the back of your car?
Oh, what car?
And then about 3 weeks later, I had a claim against me for whiplash.
Of course. That's all car drivers.
But yeah, no, you never forget your first 125.
You don't, do you? But tell you what, I'll ask you. All the bikes you've had owned, what
Yeah.
was your favourite?
See me YBR, me black YBR. We did some
old
good
09
rides on
one.
that, and it never missed a beat. I
First
bought it for
trip,
750 quid on Marketplace.
Bargain. Absolute bargain.
It'd
Yeah,
done-
that was lovely.
What had it
that.
done? Like 9,000 miles. It was a 15 plate.
Kept going, no? Went to
And
Riddle,
then,
man,
and then he just sat in the shed, and I didn't do anything with it. And I was still on me. Well, I was still on my CBT, and I was just like, I don't need it anymore, so I sold it. But no, I did like that bike.
Is that your fave?
The worst one, I keep telling you, don't I? The fucking SV.
SV650.
I hate it. I still
can't
hate
believe
it talking about it.
They sold it like that with the seat like that. The position was a bit weird. The engine was alright, wasn't it? The original SV had the fairings and stuff, and it was a proper sports bike down. But they've always kept that platform with that engine. That's the only good thing I remember of that bike was the engine. So I had to go over it, and I thought that seat's like 2 mil thick. I'm like, you can't do long journeys on that. You'd love that in a Zoomer.
The
How good,
Inazuma
yeah?
was ace,
That was
yeah.
good, wasn't it?
But I absolutely love the FCR. It's just a bit too heavy. But then you can't fault it. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it had the 6 gears because it's the 16 plate, but it's only got
Yeah,
5 gears.
I thought that
it
'cause
doesn't. It does need the 6th gear.
You must have just got it on the cusp with putting a 6 gear
Yeah,
in, because the
maybe
modern
it's a
ones have.
15.
A late 15
bike with a
model. it's
16
been, yeah,
plate, I don't
registered
know.
a bit later, which is a shame. But then it'll cruise along, won't it, happily at 70?
Oh yeah,
No problem.
It does a bit quicker than 70.
Just a little. Just a little bit.
But yeah, no, the windscreen, the electric windscreen, and the heated grips.
Oh, well. No.
It's just the saddle on that. I mean, right, this Hunter 350
Hello, girl.
has got the sexiest saddle on it, and
Oh,
that's standard out the shop.
Standard out the factory. Brilliant.
And you get on the FDR, and you feel like you're sat on a big lumpy piece of cardboard.
It's like plank.
It's weird.
Almost, isn't it? It's weird. They're budget bikes, and they got everything people need.
Yeah,
That's it. So he hasn't got the power, obviously, for overtaking and things.
and the fact there's no chain on the FDR, I absolutely adore that.
So
I
you
can
just
literally,
get on.
I don't have to worry about how slack my chain is,
Yeah, get on. Where you go.
but I do have to worry about, not falling over.
It's
Yeah, there are pros and cons with every bike, I guess.
exactly. The bigger, the heavier the bike. Yeah, they're great. They got the power, but then you're wheeling in the garage trying to do a turn. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
The smaller bikes, you just on a needle. You know what I mean?
So Dan's talking about getting a Benelli.
Ah, yes, the Benelli. Yes, the Benellis. CRK 502. They're the best-selling bike in Italy.
Didn't you
Weird.
sit on that at Birmingham last year?
I sat on one, and I just thought, oh my God, the size of this.
Yeah, you're on
The
YouTube
size of that.
sitting on it.
To remember, this is only a 500cc parallel twin. You know what I mean?
Oh, I loved it, mate. I love the whole overall. This bike is massive. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
This has got road presence.
The road presence is fantastic.
It really has. Then look in the specs, like 500cc per twin. All right, it rivals the CBX 500 from Honda, but the Benelli's massive. It's a lot bigger. It's got
Yeah.
that peak at the front. The windscreen's great. It's got all the bells and whistles and stuff like that. But back then, I was just like, that Chinese, though, and it kind of a bit snobby. I shouldn't be. Then that's that Maxi
Is
Scooter.
Benelli
changed me.
Chinese?
It's China, so it's Italian heritage,
Right.
made in China.
Oh.
But they're all quality checked apparently in Italy. But
Okay.
in Italy, they're the best seller. They've outsold the GS.
Yeah.
They have outsold every bike there. Everyone's got one. For the price though, you can't argue.
Oh.
You've got a big 500cc parallel twin, all the fairings galore. You've got the USB socket. You've got that screen which just covers everything. They come with the handguards are standard,
Yeah.
and the price point. Why not with the warranty? So we're gonna get one of them. Definitely gonna get one of them. Gonna do some touring on it just to be like, you don't need all this big Gucci GS-ness to enjoy your bike. You know what I mean? And it's got a chain, so just keep it lubed and all that.
Yeah, but you're not a monkey like me. You can actually service your bike.
You can service yours.
No, there's definitely different types of riders. Like, I'll admit that I get on the bike, I put it back in the shed, and then I go home in my car. Whereas you live and breathe motorbikes, don't
That's
you?
just all I do.
Yeah.
Commute. On it.
So, you know, although you like to round heads off on Allen keys and nuts and bolts.
We all make mistakes. Yeah. Ooh, is that tight enough? Oh dear. But you know, you learn from these things though.
Yeah.
Like that one. I've actually used a torque. That's all been torqued.
You got a torque wrench?
I've got torque wrench.
Oh my god, you've gone up in the world.
After rounding the heads off,
you
I
bought
got
your
a
torque wrench?
I got my torque wrench.
You bought it
Halfords.
yourself?
Halfords.
Halfords.
60 quid.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
guaranteed from Halfords, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It only gets to 30 newton meters.
Oh, okay.
Most of everything on this is 20 and 25 anyway.
Yeah.
Like I put bar risers on. They're 25. So I know
Sweet.
they're all right. Yeah. We'll have a look.
Yeah, should we have a look at his
Let's
bike?
have a look at the bike. I'll run you through it.